Okay, welcome to today's matchup with the A Link to the Past Randomizer League. We've got a good matchup for you today between EmoSaru from the Yu-Tang clan versus tylersalt from the Longshots. This is a spoiler log pilot seed, so the way that works is we have got the two runners you see on stream, and they both have a pilot on their team who will get the entire spoiler log. They can look at it and go through it. So the pilots will be telling our runners where they can go, makes for some pretty exciting matchups. I am Apathy Duck, aka Old Ducky B, and I'm joined today by Relkin. How's it going?
Hey, it's going all right, Apathy.
Yeah, should be fun. I don't know if you've tried any of these yet, but they're actually pretty fun to do. I was a little surprised by how fun these actually are.
Oh yeah, I've already piloted quite a few of these. We actually had a race last night. Myself, Zero Rush versus Kyong and Superintendent Taylor. So yeah, these are quite interesting to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna see, depending on how the seed works out, depending on how comfortable our runners are, we're only really going to be seeing any sort of safeties that are pretty much in pass. So if there's like, let's say, something like the hammer in Blind's Hut, if there's a heart there or a mail there or something like that, our runners will probably be picking it up, but we really not going to be going too far out of our way to grab anything that's just there for a safety. So these can be pretty low. I've done a couple of these where I ended up on 5-6 hard screen mail type of situations. So it'll be interesting to see if either of them feel like they maybe need a little bit more safeties, maybe go a little far out of their way for something. It just depends on how they feel, how they're going. We're starting off right away. It looks like tylersalt is starting right in the Sanctuary, Emo starting in Link's house.
That's interesting that the flippers are right there in Sanctuary, because now tylersalt can't really do the hula hand at this current state.
Yeah, that's in this kind of situation, that's probably the worst thing that you can get in that first spot, because yeah, exactly. Flippers are the one item you can get where you can kind of end up in like a hula handless state. You can either do it with nothing, or you can do it with the gloves. Besides that, there's not really a good spot for you to do it. Generally, the way that these have kind of been working is that since the spoiler logs are provided to the pilot on go, both the teams usually agree that the runners will kind of just do a couple of checks by themselves while the pilot kind of gets their feet situated. So like the Link's house check, the pilot's never going to beat you to that. Just the time that it takes to open up and everything. You see Emo there checking the race game. I know Solsky prefers. I'm on this team, so that's kind of a little bit of our strategy. Go south to Kakari, go get the bombs. Kind of gives Solsky some time to start figuring out exactly what's going on. But we, as commentators, we do also have access to the spoiler log. I haven't actually opened it yet.
Yeah, it looks like free and easy blue mail is always a nice thing to have in these seeds.
Yeah, getting the blue mail right away. Like I said, you're generally, if you're not even really bothering picking up heart pieces at all. You're going to completely skip those. You're only going to have access to really the boss heart pieces. There's only 11 of those total, so you're kind of looking at a 14 heart max situation. Never going to go above that. So you're really probably going to have access to about half of those. So getting to like 7 or 8 is kind of a luxury in these.
Yeah, no, I've seen some runners end up with just 5 hearts, which is amazing, in itself, even with green mail. So it blows my mind of how people can just low percent this game with ease.
Yeah, I practiced one with Solsky a couple days ago. I was on 3 hearts green mail until I had like 6 crystals. Fighter sword. It was like it was all that. It was quite the seed.
Interesting thing there, tylersalt did not pick up that mushroom in the well, so it looks like they just are not interested in what it perhaps locks, or if any fake powder shenanigans later on. I guess not.
Yeah, some of those like fetch quest items, or since this is key sanity, like items that lock one thing. So like the Swamp Palace big key or the Skullwoods big key, items you don't need to complete. If they're early on here, the pilot will often just sort of tell the runner just to go ahead and pick them up instead of trying to kind of squirrel around in the log, looking for whether or not to pick it up. Mushrooms also a good safety if we do have. I can actually tell you what the crystals are. Yeah, so Mara is a crystal. It's a rock crystal. So we are going to get the Canis Mara. That means Emo just having that mushroom, even if it's not required, that may be her safety for the match already. So I think it's a good pickup. If I was Solskjaer, I wouldn't bother trying to solve the riddle, whether it's required. Just grab it. You can use it for fake powdering later on, and it may be required.
And I was talking about that Houlihan earlier. Looks like EmoSaru is interested in going ahead and knocking that out right now. Got to ask a question in chat about what the pendants and crystals are this seed. We have the 5/6 crystals at Ice Palace and Tower of Hera, the green pendant at Desert Palace, and the other 2 pendants are at Swamp and Thieves Town.
Oh, I see some interesting stuff coming up already.
Oh, I hate trying to random pod keys in these things.
Yeah, pod keys are definitely big. One of the big things with pod keys that can really swing is if you know both the mimic clip and the hammer jump, you can really start saving yourself a bunch of keys going in there. You'll need the bow anyways to finish pod. So mimic clip may be a little less advantageous, but hammer jump you can just go ahead and straight up skip a key. So if you know how to do that, I know Emo definitely knows how to do that, especially playing NMG of some old dungeons. Not entirely sure if tylersalt knows the hammer jump. It's not that difficult, but it is double pixel perfect, so you do have to know how to do it. It's not something you can just kind of make up on the go. Oh, we got some early boots. Solsky, what are you doing? Not telling Emo to go right there.
Yeah,
I'm already a little mad.
I was about to bring it up and say I think something important must be Mini Moldworm Cave, and actually a couple somethings were important in Mini Moldworm.
Yeah, so honestly, I mean, it's not gonna swing the match or anything, but every second that Tyler has these boots is gonna be a slight advantage until Emo can eventually get down there. Hopefully, she will be sent there sooner than later. The fact that she is picking up so much money, almost positive. Zora is something. We'll be seeing that shortly. Actually, okay. I know we're not supposed to push some of these things up until they find it. I think I may know why this routing is happening. So. Are making this early dip into Eastern though?
Yeah, if I had to guess, there's probably either a glove or some way to, get up to the castle tower entrance.
Yeah, with this amount of money, I'm almost positive something is on Zora. Actually,
oh boy, oh boy, already seeing a bad sign with the castle tower key.
Yeah, well, maybe not necessarily. Again, castle tower key can be one of those things that, it's really hectic for the pilots right away. Not only are you trying to sort of like if you've done like a normal spoiler seed, usually you're given like 10 or 25 minutes depending on what kind of the race setup is. So you usually kind of sit down, you figure out your route all the way through front to back, trying to do it as efficiently as possible. Since the pilots get this right on go, the pilots are both trying to solve the seed, which is has an added difficulty factor with it being key sanity. There's going to be lots of weird double dips and stuff like that required. And then on top of that, they're also trying to stay at least one step ahead of the runner, so the runner is always constantly doing something. So not only are they trying to sort of figure out, everything, trying to get everything in order, they're also kind of responding to questions by the runner, like where do I go next? When am I doing this? So some of those like those keys that don't lock a lot, the pilots, might not be able to completely figure out if they're 100% needed. So a lot of times it's better just to pick them up. It was a very long-winded explanation of why picking up that castle tower key does not necessarily mean it's required.
Yeah, I'll buy it. I mean, I've done a few of these already, and basically for the first 20 or so minutes, it's just non-stop action for the pilot, just figuring questions from.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit there. Yeah, Emo finally getting her boots. Oh, having a little trouble with this crab. Not having a sword yet. The boots are pretty great. They're significantly less great without that sword. Is Emo trying to set up? Emo, you have the flippers, Emo.
I hope that does not become a trend.
Oh boy. Alright. This is all going down on the performance review. Alright, well there's our sword. Have at least a sword. We are going to need at least one more to defeat Ganon. Probably will not go too far out of the way for Tempered. Tempered is one of the things that is actually worthwhile to make a little bit of a detour for. It speeds up a lot of the bosses. The low percent bosses with Master Sword are pretty difficult. They can be pretty slow too. So, going maybe a couple screens, couple rooms out of your way for that sword. Depending on when you can get it, I'd even waste up to a minute grabbing that thing. Yeah, the flute on the ledge is the thing I had my eye on for a while. I completely forgot the flippers were rolling to seed though, so I was kind of expecting Emo to be doing a water walk here. Maybe that's why she was delaying coming over to this area. But we do have the flute early. We got the boots early. This is gonna be a fairly quick one so far. It looks like we have all of our movement options. Really only just missing the mirror for maybe some easy routing. But these usually come in just a little over an hour. They're really quick paced.
Yeah, typical ending count is somewhere like just 6 or something like that. Sometimes a bit higher.
Yeah, again, depends. Gonna be a lot on the execution. Honestly, like the execution definitely matters in this. Especially because it's so low percent. There is no, oh well, like someone made a gamble or something like that. None of that happens. A lot. I was thinking, the pilot just pretty much has to kind of like tell you the route, right? The pilots actually have a pretty big swing on this. They're really important. Originally Solsky was going to have this week off, and me and Emo found out that we are really bad at piloting. And Solsky, he's got like a battle station. He's like, I've got like a tablet, I've got a computer, I've got a pen and paper somehow in 2020. And I was like, oh, all right, well, you're doing this then. It's good lord. Are making a trip right into Hype Cave. That book is interesting. Again, that may just be. Oh, we got the mirror. Okay, book and the mirror. Those are definitely good. Book may not be required. Again, that may be a. Solsky probably doesn't have the seed solved already. So that may just be another like. Well, just get this item. It's right there. I'm not gonna spend the time trying to solve it yet.
Honestly, it takes no time getting it, just because you have to like get your ability frames behind them.
Yeah, it can be. Not only do you have to look at the two tablets, you have to look at where your desert possible entry would be. So at this point, he'd have to find where the mitts are. So quick, definitely should just get it, whether it's required or not, unless he's 100% sure. Meanwhile, it looks like tylersalt is making this dip into Thieves Town already. Does not have the big key. Is going to be required to head to the back. So maybe something required in these first 4 here. Be interested to see if this is a required double dip. We'll see if Emo also makes this dip or saves it to completely go at it later. It looks like so far. Oh, the sword. Trying to get the sword right away. Yeah, I think maybe worth the half dip now just for the sword. But yeah, with just the sword and that big key, that's probably not a required double dip, but maybe a wise one, depending on where the other swords are and what bosses will we need to kill before actually being able to come back there.
I'll tell you one thing. One can really hurt you is just like misreading the log and seeing like small key versus big key, or what have you.
Yeah, I had a practice one where we wasted about 6 minutes because we misread what keys were required and made a completely unnecessary trip to pod. So something like that, just thinking like maybe a double dip or dip to a pendant is required. It turns out, oops, it's not. That can be a huge time swing. So the Emo is coming in here on this half dip, just for the sword and the big key. So it'll be interesting if this is required. Ooh. Well, I believe I know why that dip was made. Makes a lot of sense.
And going back in, it looks like
Sure
I think I know why. I'm fairly certain I know why.
You know why? Yeah, except we don't have. Oh, we do have the big key. I guess we. I missed that. I missed the big key. Where was the big key? Oh, it was on stump. So okay, well then I don't know why she came out.
I think maybe Solsky was like, oh yeah, you're done here, and then realized, oh shoot, you're not done here.
Oh yeah, this is a pendant, right?
Yeah, this is a pendant dungeon, so it's not necessarily required. Okay. But I'm fairly certain something in here is required.
Yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
It's kind of rude, honestly.
Yeah, okay, yeah. This is... Well, I guess, so, I mean, it's... What it is there's a key that leads to a key here. And it's a key to Turtle Rock. So, like, things like that, where it's 2 or 3 nested deep, Turtle Rock keys aren't necessarily strictly required. I don't know where the other Turtle Rock keys are. Turtle Rock is a crystal, so it depends on what items you need in Turtle Rock, what doors you need to open. So solving Turtle Rock keys is one of the trickier things you have to do. You can also steal the key, as long as whatever's in the vanilla big key chest is not required. Oh, maybe it is not, because she did end up bailing. So it looks like there was a little time lost there from kind of going back and forth. Oh no, she did get it. Okay, sorry. There's a lot to keep track of these. I apologize. She did get it. Yeah, going to in the big chest of IP is a Turtle Rock small key.
Actually, no, it's a Turtle Rock big key.
Oh, okay.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
This is why I abdicate my responsibilities, and I'm just gonna sit here and judge my partner's execution here with this Master Sword. That's what I'm good at. That's what I can
do. Good at judging your teammates? Yeah, sounds like it.
So, if that is hard required, that is probably some pretty bad news for the long shots. They will have to go back for that at some point. They can potentially maybe couple it. I mean, that's really not really going to be required until you have to do Turtle Rock. But you're definitely going to want it if you're going to go to Ice Palace. You don't want to double dip Ice Palace. Getting the Cane of Samara, that is definitely nice. We're going to have that heading into Ice Palace, and, well, maybe not Swamp. Swamp is another pendant, so probably not that. But Ice Palace is, with Icebreaker now in, that dungeon is a lot easier to route, to go through. In a pure go mode situation, it's only saving about 10 seconds, but if you're trying to like clear out a bunch of chests, it makes the routing a lot better. So Roken, or not Roken, you're Roken. tylersalt going into Eastern, did get that Eastern Palace big key, did get the bow, gonna clear this out. So this will kind of explain the half dip. Roken only on Fighter Sword right now, did not get the first sword in Height Cave. It's a little odd. The mirror is there, you're pretty sure you want to beeline that, especially... Oh wait. No, wait, where was the first... No, sorry. The first sword was... I can't remember. Oh, Waterfall Cave. That's where it was. Oh, yeah, they're also missing the flute. Okay, yes.
They're missing the mitts. Also, you did it again. You corrected yourself earlier, but then you said it wrong. You said my name again.
God. I'm sorry. I've had quite the day. Emo, a little pause here.
Alright, so they need mitts, and where mitts are, based on where the spoiler log is, yeah, this is gonna be fun. We'll see how they choose to do this.
Yeah, little surprising that Tyler has not picked up the flute and the sword at the waterfall. Both of the flute is definitely gonna be required. Sword's gonna be pretty big. Let's see what we got off Armos here. And yeah, it is a sword. That's what I saw earlier. So basically, you kind of got both swords for free together. So definitely that half dip into going from Fighter Sword to Master Sword is pretty good. Going from Fighter Sword to Tempered is huge. So that half dip definitely makes sense. That, and again, it was not, because I didn't realize at the time it was not. It is a pendant. It's only ever going to half dip it. So. We're getting some dark room in Agatara right now. This is telling me that Aga's not, obviously not part of Dark World. Something's not going to be on Lumberjack. We're just going to have to this. Pretty hard to actually get all the way through here. Oh, getting the cape. So that is, yeah, bumper ledge. Going to be required.
Actually, no. I'll give you a hint. They flew up to Death Mountain thinking they could do it. But now they have what they need to do it.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Right. Fair Spike Cave there are several ways through it. You can actually get through it on like 5 hearts. If you have a fairy, you actually get pretty extended iframes. It also pretty much requires the hook shot at that point, and actually it would require the cape as well to do it on that low. There's a bunch of ways of doing it. Emo has very few hearts. You're gonna need the cape. Unfortunately here, just having the cape and no magic isn't gonna get you all the way through there. So she is gonna need something else.
Yeah, with this low of hearts, I don't think getting through here is going to be feasible.
No, not. Well, I think with the dash, like perfect dashes, with damage boosts and then caping, it would be. Doesn't have like, the bug net here would actually be really good. Bug net's definitely one of those things. Normally you wouldn't think about it. Definitely something you want to pick up in this because of things like Spike Cave and all that kind of stuff. If it's in your path, definitely want to grab it. That's something you want to skip. So we'll see what's in that Spike Cave. See if maybe it could have been put off till. Oh, here we go. Okay. Wow, is she coming over here just for this bottle?
Looks like it.
Yeah, so this is still going to be a little tight, 8 hearts. So it's going to be effectively, no, it's effectively 7 hearts, excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick up these hearts. Alright, oh, nice compass. Okay, so we're going to be on effectively 7 hearts, because you can obviously only go down to... you still need 1 heart to make it through. Spike can do 1 heart of damage. Should be fine with, gonna need to do some pretty good, nice clean dashes with the cape to get up there. I'm not gonna want, yeah, taking any damage here is really bad. See if maybe she goes for the fairies? No, we're gonna try to farm the bushes. There are fairies in that cave. It's pretty slow to get, but oh wow, first try. Very nice. Alright, looks like Tyler is going to be getting this the big key to thieves. I think maybe they have solved the riddle. I don't have the money for the green goo right now. Oh, very.
That's smart.
That
yep.
is
I was wondering if that was going to happen.
Yeah, she should go back to the cape here and let it run out while.
And that's not going to work.
Nope, that's not going to work. I think she should have activated the cape and let it run out. That's really tight. Unfortunately, she does not have the money for the green goo right now. Yeah, this is going to be a little hard to solve. It looks like Tyler is going back for... I think they're probably going back for that Ice Palace big key now. Realizing it's required because he did just go to Stumpy to pick up the Thieves Town big key. This is a tough seed, having to do this stuff. Oh, maybe might be getting bailed out here. Yeah, this is unfortunately a fairly big time loss. Tyler is up a full heart here. Hopefully won't have to do this big double. Blue goo is absolutely perfect. That will not only refill the magic, but refill the hearts as well. It should be easily doable now.
taking another heart damage, you know, wasting that one heart of recovery on the witch.
Yeah, but with the blue goo, it really doesn't matter now. The cape will get filled back up. She'll be just fine. At least I hope.
Yeah, and I guess if it really comes down to it, you could go back to the waterfall fairy and refill the blue potion for free.
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty devastating to have to do this for a third time. I'm not sure why she left. Trying to just, I guess, reset the push prizes here. I think just mirroring twice. I mean, mirroring twice is pretty slow. Probably for the best. Honestly, she wants the hearts that badly. I would just go into the fairy cave, but it gets the one. Meanwhile, Tyler picking up blind. This is interesting.
Oh, this is how they get their Zora money. Interesting.
Oh, right. They still haven't done that. Hopefully she makes use of, making use of the, so you don't take damage right above the torches there. Oh, I really wish you caved again, but we get through there. Okay, we in there. So yeah, the progressive glove, really big prize. That's why she spent so much time working for that. So the long shots are going to have to solve that riddle as well. I'm not exactly sure where Cane of Burna is. Burna does use less magic, will make it a little bit easier. Tyler already up a heart, also going to make it a little bit easier. But immediately bailing off of Death Mountain too. That is interesting. Looks like nothing is really going to be over in that Dark World area, or at least nothing that's not needed until maybe you have to come back for... Yeah, so there is... Yeah, something over there that is a little interesting, but looks like nothing terribly important. Going back for another blue goo.
I mean, I guess what I said was correct. I mean, coming back for that easy and free blue potion.
Yeah, it's fairly big time to go over there. Oh, it looks like, okay, we are heading straight into Ice Palace. Never mind, I take back what I said. Definitely gonna, not having Fire Rod for Cold Stare right now, just having Bombos. 4 hearts. At least Blue Mail, Cold Stare will not one-shot Emo in this situation. I think Blue Mail does 3 hearts of damage to the Puffs.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really bad with my damage tables that aren't green mail because
okay.
all I know is it's less. I just always play like I have green mail, and if I take less damage than I think I'm going to, it's just a welcome surprise, honestly.
Yeah. So, green mail is 4 hearts from the Puffs and 2 from the ice. Blue mail is 3 hearts from the Puffs, 1 heart from the ice, and the red is 2 from the Puffs and half a heart from the ice.
Sure. So Emo going up here, you might be thinking, oh, I thought she should ice break. She can, just has to hit this switch. She does have the big key though. I did pick that up. Technically, you could skip that, pick up an extra key here, and just go straight down. The key logic in here is kind of wonky, especially when you throw Icebreaker into it, especially in Key Sanity, because you can't rely on the keys actually being in here. Just go ahead, throw the switch, make sure it's safe. Yeah, very nicely done. Looks like you got it your second try.
There we go.
Yeah, pick it up. Yeah, that's not gonna buy her an extra hit on Cold Stare, unfortunately. Basically gonna have to pop that blue goo the second she gets hit. What is interesting, we did see that Tempered Sword from tylersalt off of Eastern. Eastern is a crystal. Emo could have done that. The Tempered Sword fight is much easier than the Master Sword fight. So interesting that we didn't go see there. I think Solskjaer may be piloting in like Tyler did double dip. It has the least double dip pop. They did go in early for some stuff. Maybe try and avoid that double dip combo pod in with Eastern. May come back to haunt them by not picking up that Tempered Sword if this fight goes poorly.
Yeah, because of the no hook shot, you actually have the bomb hook score, which you don't see too often now since hook shot's so nice to have.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while. It's really great when you're used to not doing it and you still jump down the other side and you go, oh no. Yeah, so there's that small key to Turtle Rock. Oh, big key, big key. Yes.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
that was required to go back all the way to Blind Cell to get that Ice Palace big key for that Turtle Rock big key.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if we're going to be seeing Turtle Rock like right now, because I don't see why we would beeline Ice Palace this hard. This is the I had said that earlier. This is the reason I was going to pilot, and it went poorly. I sent Emo into Turtle Rock without a big key because I thought she could get the laser bridge, and we stopped playing that scene shortly after. Emo in this Cold Stare fight, using the spins here. Nothing really here to make it easier. She does have access to the cave still. One of the nice, weird glitches with the cape is if you turn on the cape and you just start swinging, it will not actually drain your magic, so that is one option she has, but she's doing a very good job of avoiding these buffs. Really well done, Cold Stare fight right there.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much big hurdle number 1 of this low percent trek.
Yeah. Again, I'll be interested to see if the only thing we really got ourselves in here was that big key. So I'll be interested to see if we are beelining Turtle Rock. Fire Rod's... We don't have the Fire Rod, though, yet. So it's a bit interesting. Meanwhile, Tylersalt is up on Death Mountain. Does not have the cape, does not have the cane. We know where the we know where the mitts are. We know they're in the Spike Cave. Tyler does not have a way of getting them right now.
I do believe that something is in Hera that could be useful for getting it, though.
Ooh, I'll be a little mad if the cane's in here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so yeah. So it's really hard to say who's ahead. You kind of want to say Emo is ahead a little bit, having cleaned up Cold Stare already. Tyler has done the Eastern fight. Does not look like they're going to be doing Hera right now. I guess they can't. There's no hookshot, no key. But they're much more likely to be able to get through the Spike Cave kind of trap without any deaths. And we saw how much time loss that was on Nemo's side. So that's going to be a pretty big advantage for the long shots to if they're able to avoid the deaths that Emo took, or the death that Emo took. Just the one, but to retry it was very long.
Yeah, it looks like Tylersalt is going to opt to get this potion that EmoSaru got out of Paradox Cave as well. Makes a lot of sense. I guess if you're not comfortable with the low percent and you're just kind of wanting to have some sort of safety like early on, and it's maybe not too far out of the way for you, then I suppose you can go for it.
Yeah, I mean with the cane, you can get all the way through. You can actually get through, and you can even out a little bit with it. So this potion is a lot less necessary for them, but a little bit of safety. We saw how long it takes to retry this. Emo having to go all the way to Kakariko to refill the magic, then having to go to the ferry. Although, honestly, probably the fastest thing would have been to just go to the ferry, get a potion, use it, and then you get another one. So, yeah, I think because we're in this eastern area now, I'm gonna say that the routing that's being done on Emo's side probably not correct. I think she could have had the Temper Sword for the Cold Stare. If nothing, not only safer, it would have been much faster. I don't see any reason why Ice Palace needed to be beeline. They could have also put off the mitts a little bit longer. but we'll see how it plays out. Having a little trouble with the dark room. This room can go poorly, but managing to get through it.
Yeah, tylersalt equipping the red potion first, so that way the hearts deplete, and that way magic is depleted less. I see the reasoning.
Yeah, it's the weird thing is, so when you pick up this block, when you hold it over your head, you're not actually taking damage right there. So it does make a little sense to save your hearts for last, especially since you can just get through that again just with the cane on one bar of magic. As you see, they're having plenty of magic left over. But that is a big win for the long shots, avoiding that death all the time. That was saved there overall. Also, they're going to have the Tempered Sword for the Cold Stare fight. Emo shooting one arrow to the wall for the homies. Usually, traditionally, that arrow is shot last, kind of shooting in the middle there, but somehow saving the fight.
Oh, it looks like they're gonna get Bombos out of Skullwoods here, tylersalt's side.
Yeah, Fire Rod. Interesting, because was there something else on Ice Palace that I missed? I know there was the heart they picked up.
The Mire and the Turtle Rock Big Keys both were in Ice Palace.
Oh, the Mire key was too, and it looks like Mire was Mire. Yeah, so they're both. Okay, so we have all the medallions we need. Mire, both the dungeons are ether locked. So it may be. I'm thinking Mire may have the fire rod. I haven't actually looked at it. This is actual speculation on my part. But based on, yeah, I'm not sure where else it could be that you would be forced to pick up the bombos. The fact that they both got it, it seems like it is pretty hard required.
I mean, I could spoil it for you, but I feel like that takes away the fun of it.
Well, yeah, I think we're not supposed to just tell everything. That was the instructions for this week, so that's why I'm not looking it up.
All right, it looks like they're farming some money here in Pod. Oh, this is Eastern.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
Eastern still. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, we need to go. She's trying to get to Kiki. Okay. Yeah. Trying to do this pod dip. Did not have the money for it yet. Yeah, some of these seeds can be just a real nightmare to route. Like I said, I think the early Ice Palace play not actually required. Going over to. But yeah, like this seed kind of seems like a tangled mess. You know, with that Ice Palace key leading into Turtle Rock Big Key. Yeah, I think Emo realizing she actually needed the portal. She needed to be in the Dark World to get to Kiki. Making a nice little loop of this Eastern Palace overall right here. Tyler clearing out this first Pengator room. This Emo did not do this. See what he's rewarded with. Okay, nothing. Maybe just forgetting that don't actually have to do that room normally.
Muscle memory sometimes is hard to just, force yourself to stop.
Yeah, sometimes the vanilla muscle memory comes out as a win. Sometimes it doesn't. So Tyler also hitting this. I do not know if Tyler has learned the icebreaker glitch yet. We'll know real shortly. It looks like they have, so we are going to be seeing Tyler's icebreaker.
Yeah, I suppose technically they didn't actually have to, since they have the cane, big key, and a small key, but...
Yeah, I haven't actually sat down and timed that scenario. I know if this was an NMG, this is how you would do it. It would be faster than getting the second key under the big block here. But if you already have the keys in a key sanity situation, I'm not entirely sure what would be better, because it does take a little time to go through those rooms.
All right, gets through it. So on their way to Cold Stare.
Yeah, it's not a particularly difficult trick. It's just if you can do 1 frame buffers, it's not too bad. It's definitely one of those things difficult to do fast. You can mess it up a little bit. It doesn't matter in this situation, but you have to be very careful of your magic. Make sure you don't use too much. If you place too many blocks down, you may not be able to rely on those magic pickups before cold stare. But we do have bombos in this situation, so nothing to be worried about. But it definitely gets hairy, especially if you're doing it blind. You're gonna go into the freezer room, kill them with fire rod too. The magic situation becomes a lot tighter in Ice Palace without with Icebreaker. Excuse me.
Gonna be picking up their Meyer Big Key here in a second, as well as their Turlock Big Key below.
Yeah, Emo gonna be heading into a 4-heart EmoSaru. This may look a little scary. For her, this is gonna be no big deal. She does run all dungeons, has to fight Helma on even less equipment than this. With Blue Mail, Helma's only gonna do 1 heart damage. Being able to take 4 hits is a good bit. Having Temper Sword, I'm just gonna shoot through Helma here real quick.
Yeah, shoutouts to that big key door key dash. That's like you can just kind of eyeball it.
Yeah. There's a couple cues you can do there, but there's no setup like there would be for just a big, nice, long, straight hallway. There's no like setup where you can nudge against something. So you just have to be able to read the cues. Definitely pretty nice when you can get it.
We're kind of taking advantage of the fairies that you can drop down to your eyes to make the ultimate fight a bit safer.
Yeah, gonna be a little bit of a comfier fight. Unfortunately for Tyler, still can only take 1 hit from Cold Stare. Being on exactly 6 hearts, you kind of have to be cognizant of your breakpoints. So from a health perspective, this is really not any safer than Emo's fight was. There is the ice, which only does 1 damage, so kind of where you can take more hits from the ice, but Cold Stare puffs himself. Only can take one hit before the 2nd hit will kill them. So, look, not opening with a spin. The timing is a little tough with bombos if you're used to it the other way.
Okay, only 1 hit can be taken here. I mean, actually, no hits can be taken from the puffs.
Yeah, no hit from the puffs. Take 2 hits from the ice. Getting a little hairy. Oh, wow. Boxed in. The puffs decided to play nice. If they had decided to go in a slightly different direction, that would have been a very dead Tyler. So, but yeah, once we're down to this 1 remaining puff, fight gets a lot easier.
Whew. I was holding my breath.
I was. I obviously have some bias in this race, but I do not want to see anyone take a Cold Stare death. This is not how I want to win this. That is a tough fight. It's a hard fight. Pretty discouraging fight to lose, especially because you're gonna have some magic problems coming back through that dungeon, and this isn't vanilla, so we can't. We don't know the prize pack drops. Can't just farm magic up like we normally would. So it'd be a really tough death to take. Did have the cane, you know, good point, did have the cane, had a green pot, could have fallen back on that. Yeah, chat pointed out, Neema's routing like Turtle Rock and Tower Hair is going to be the final. That it does look likely, again, that is why I'm surprised at the Ice Palace play before going to Eastern, getting the sword. I think that may just be a pure routing mistake. Again, the seed seems to be a little tricky to unravel. But really, that really goes to show like how much the pilots are really going to influence these races. I have full faith in Solskjaer's ability to route, but sometimes just a little bit hard to tangle that web, realizing that maybe going to Eastern first would have been the better play. But Emo got through. Cold Stare just fine. Both our runners now in Meyer. So we'll be seeing where this. I would not be surprised to see a fire rod drop here from Midi, based on the fact that both our runners got the bombos, seeming like Ice Palace was hard, bombos locked, which means since the big key to Mire wasn't here, I kind of expect the fire rod to be popping up here in a second. Okay, or big key to Talcare. That's good too, I guess. Maybe the fire rod will be in there.
Yeah, see, I guess they still have not found a way to beat Hera, and that's actually just one way to beat Hera now, so there you go.
Yeah. We do have a Swamp Palace pendant. The hookshot seems to be pretty buried in this seed. I will say Emo is the one member of the U that cannot hover, so maybe a little unfortunate that this is the seed that she got.
Yeah, I think she'll be fine.
Yeah, hopefully the hookshot not too buried, not too far out there. Not sure if tylersalt can either, but maybe something that could potentially swing the race a little bit. If a hookshot's pretty buried, have to go your way for it. You know, could be some time difference.
I don't think anything was required here in Mire, but looks like tylersalt's going for something else.
Yeah, this I wouldn't be surprised to see. Oh, that could be. So another thing with these spoiler logs, you're reading them and you'll be sitting and reading them. It's like, what the hell is this chest? I don't know what the heck you're talking about. So sometimes you open up the wrong chest just because you don't know what these names are. Shout outs to the SM spoilers, by the way. There's some wild names in that one.
Well, I was afraid he was going to get locked out of that door, but made it just in time.
Yeah, picking up a heart there. That's a heart that Emo did not pick up. So you can see that the long shots are diverting a little bit more for some health. Emo only really picking up the hearts that are just en route. With that blue mail, though, again, she's an old hat at NMG and AD, pretty used to fighting with not too much help. Honestly, with blue mail, normally in NMG you'd have like 14 hearts green mail. Blue mail makes a big enough damage difference in damage that it's pretty close to what she would normally be doing under normal circumstances. Getting another heart there. So yeah, with 6 hearts, like I said, we've done a couple practice seeds with even less than that. Not going to be going out of her way for hearts at this point, I do not think. Yeah, getting the Swamp Small out of Hera. So it'll be interesting to see what may be in Swamp Palace. So yeah, it looks like yeah.
Yeah, and Swamp is our next stop, so here we go. Let's find out.
Yeah, and I believe that fire rod is our go. Well, except for the hookshot. Like I said, Emo is going to need the hookshot to complete this. Oh, that's a snicker. Have you peeked at where that hookshot is?
I'm gonna say yeah, I did.
Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna leave that one up as a surprise.
Yeah, probably for the best. Well, we're coming in here without the hookshot, so I have to imagine that something at least required's in here, but we can't go to the back, so where is it gonna be? I already know where it is. I'm just trying to give you suspense.
Yeah, so we are making this dip into Swamp Palace. I believe we are full up on keys here. I have the Turtle Rock key. Skullwoods don't need a big key, so yeah, I believe the case. Well, it looks like we only have 2 Turtle Rock keys. I think the count is 3 to get to Trinex if you steal the key.
Yeah.
So I believe. So maybe a 1 in here. We know we need at least something in here. I do need the fire rod, so it could be the fire rod, could be the key.
So, actually, tylersalt picked up all 4 Turtle Rock small keys. 1 on Bombo's tablet, which EmoSaru's not gotten, so I think that'll be routed in here after Swamp.
Oh, there, yeah. If that's the case, yeah, I fully expected that routing in right afterwards.
Alright, so tylersalt getting his 3rd crystal off of Vitreous, getting their Hera big key, gonna be heading up to get that Swamp small key, just like EmoSaru did. Yeah, so it's... I mean, you can already see what's being done on the Emo's side, that left side indeed does have something important, and we don't have hookshot to make it even, you know, better.
Yeah, I always, whenever I watch these spoiler scenes, I always like to play the game of, imagine if you were doing this without the spoiler log.
Oh, yeah.
Usually, it's something pretty horrible. Looking like we're gonna have to come over. I mean, this would almost certainly have to be done hookless, unless hookshot's on like Moth or something. Maybe you could avoid it, but yeah, it looks like the season would have made you do this blind without the hookshot into a pendant swamp. This is gonna be, yeah. There's your fire rod. So with the small key on Bombos tablet, EmoSaru is going to be in go mode here, just coming up shortly. It does have a pretty decent lead here in crystals. Tyler's still going to need to do, well, I guess just Tower of Hera is the only difference, right? Oh, Tower of Hera and Pod, yeah, the Pod double dip may be coming back to haunt long shots. Oh, we do not have the GT mech either. Very well could be in either Turtle Rock or Games Tower. So I'm pointing out we are not actually in go mode. It looks like, unless I just no, it looks like I did not miss it.
Yeah, so I guess for EmoSaru go mode, it's, you know, she still needs 2 items, but she can get all 7 crystals before that.
Oh, right, the hookshot. Emo will be needing the hookshot.
Alright, so there's that Swamp small key for tylersalt. Gonna be heading up to kill Moldorm, getting his 4th crystal, and presumably heading up to Swamp Palace to finish, to go and get that fire rod like Emo.
Yeah, really unfortunate. You know, especially Emo definitely knows how to do the Hera pod. I'm not sure if tylersalt does. The Tower of Hera big key when you're doing these pilot logs. Something like you can sort of just mentally skip sometimes, depending on where that hook, because it's like, oh, we can just Hera pod up there. It's like, oh wait, the hook shot may be behind it, which looks like it is the case in this scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with yes, because otherwise they'd be looking for the hook shot and be getting that as opposed to the Hera big.
Yeah, but really, so if we're just kind of, I guess the difference between the two was Emo was able to avoid the pod double dip that Tyler did. There was the lamp in there. You can see Emo had to do some dark rooms to avoid getting that lamp right away. So could have been familiar with the dark room, but it could have just been again trying to decipher these log rooms. Not easy to do. But that looks like to be some of the big difference in routing between these two. I think the route overall just a little bit more efficient. Emo having a very nice mall fight, 9 out of 10, very well done.
Not sure what's going on over here. tylersalt going into Turtle Rock and opening it up.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder if there's maybe a safety item or something in like Hookshot or Super Bunny Cave that they want. Might as well just open up Turtle Rock when you're going to do it. If you're up there, might as well just open it. kind of rule of thumb. Yeah, there's got to be something in here that they want. Maybe it's the hookshot. Maybe Emo is picking this up on the way.
All right. Okay. So they double dip pod, so I think they didn't need another pod key.
Oh, yeah. I didn't. Yeah, we're never gonna be able to keep track of pod key logic here as commentators, but yeah, that pod key may be required for them.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I hate pod key logic so much, just because if anything is importance in pod that's like requires more keys, then it's just a nightmare trying to figure out where they are.
Yeah, I will say this: I did peep earlier when we were looking at the Dark Death Mountain stuff. There was the fourth and final sword, the gold sword, in Hookshot Cave that was also able to get if you were gonna go over there. Could have potentially picked it up. Would be a time loss to pick it up. So kudos to tylersalt for denying the false god of the gold sword. Yeah, but ultimately, gold sword really doesn't save you any time. The only places it saves you time is Trinex and Cold Stare, and Cold Stare is very barely. Trinex you can get a zero cycle on, so we are pre-Trinex, so it would be a time. That would be a time, but to go and get it would be a loss overall, as long as you can pull off the 1-in-1 Ganon. So we are technically not in go mode. I mean, I don't know. I guess technically we were in go mode when this thing started. But Emo is going to have to get big key to GT and going to need the hookshot. Potentially, you know, if there was nothing in the back of Swamp Palace, hookshot could be in Gator's Tower as well.
I love people picking up that arrow pot there. It just makes me like you're so cognizant of what you need for GT and everything.
Yeah, I mean that is a pretty standard arrow pot in GT. In fact, this is basically the energy routing we're going into GT right from TR. So Eva knows her arrow counts, what she needs, where she's going to get the guaranteed arrows. In fact, the only difference is there's not guaranteed arrows. If we do have to do like an ice armor or something like that, normally those arrows would be guaranteed. So it does make the map a little bit harder. I think those might just be picking up arrows just because... Oh, and getting... Oh boy. Yo.
Yep. Emo says thank you very much.
Yeah, shoutouts to Fricker22. Fricker's gonna be so mad when I call them out in a random stream. Emo having the greatest crystal roll room of her life, heading straight through, which is really nice. She had the chain chomps of her life. Really, these spoiler logs, these are the only times that you can do that. I guess Key Sandy you can in general if you have enough keys coming in, but oh man, being able to just skip those 2 rooms, that is a joy amongst joys. You know what, Tyler in on their helmet fight. Just 4 splashes of the Tempered Sword. A lot of times you'll see a hammer used there. Tempered Sword does equal damage to the hammer. Tempered is a lot easier, so you're glad to have it. It cleans up the fight nicely.
You know, I saw Zero Rush do this strat where he do a poke dash on the ice head.
Oh, you're gonna make me mad. You're gonna make me mad. Who? Excuse me?
I mean, is it all right if I bring up my teammate? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, no, it's a strat I also use. It's really only beneficial when you're on tempered. It's only beneficial. The only thing you save is refill. I'm actually a proponent of it because you can be a little faster on the first phase, and you can kind of get over to the ice head and get the shot on the ice head before it moves at all if you're quick with it, which you really can't do with the normal strat. That's why I like doing it. It does save on. It's honestly a magic refill strategy because you're still going to get a 1 cycle. The big benefit is it is also possible to do with Master Sword, although that's even tougher. That does actually speed up the fight quite significantly. So
yeah, I'd imagine so. You know, sometimes I just I'm thinking I'm decently good at this game, but then I realize, oh, there's people that have speedrun the actual game a lot longer and are much better than I think.
Yeah, I think you gave Boyne a little heart attack in chat there when you brought up poke dash trinex around me. I can just see him saying like, please don't talk about this.
Okay, so don't have the big key, so we got to go down the basement. Looks like, and it's considering we don't have that hook shot. I guess it's on the right side.
Yeah. Again, I do know for a fact Emo unable to hover. Doubt she's going to try to learn it right here. Potentially could do the Moldorm bounce. Also, not entirely sure if she's tried that yet. But expecting to see at least the hook shot or the big key over here. The other possibility is Soulsweet maybe forgotten that Emo cannot hover. I feel like you would have hoped that they would have good enough communication to talk about it.
Yeah, there's the GT big key. It's in the bottom left of that room. Gonna get the small key here and make our way up.
So technically that's go mode. Emo is heading upstairs. I don't know, maybe she's been doing some practice that she didn't tell me about.
Ooh, taking some early hits in here. That Mimic saying nope. Oh goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little strat to get across that room. Should be heart neutral. Emo lost about 5 hearts there. We might get to see my favorite room in Ganon's Tower though.
I mean, how often do you get to see it is my question.
Wow. The shade.
No.
Yeah, Emo going for the bow dash there. Not getting it. Yeah, that's gonna be brought up in the post-team meeting. Yeah,
so doing a little bit better this time.
In case you ever wondered why this room is sometimes referred to as the Michael Jackson room, that mimic walking right into Emo's face right there is the reason.
Ooh, that spike. That spike is just like, I'm fatter than this mimic. I'm gonna eat the arrow, thanks.
Yeah. Might still be able to see my favorite room in the run. Favorite run in the... What is wrong with me? You know, it looks like Relkin finally getting their fire rod. Gonna be cleaning up these dungeons. Still gonna have to do Skullwoods and Turtle Rock. Emo having a little trouble in Ganon's Tower, but still has a pretty sizable lead. So please, I've never wanted someone to go to this room more. Yes. Shoutouts to 125 runner Josh RTA.
RTA.
If you thought Fricker was going to be mad, Josh is going to be furious.
Yeah, I'll go and bring attention again.
Do
to
I
you,
keep
Duck.
calling him Rogue?
Yes.
My brain is I need to not do like 3 of these in a day. Is what I need to not do anymore.
You've seriously done 3 commentaries today?
I think this maybe it's the second. I can't even count. See, it's a problem. All right, Emo moving into a Lambo 2 fight. Pretty straightforward fight. Sometimes RNG can just get just pretty tough RNG to take care of there. We'll have to finish off the 2 cycle. We'll have to finish it off with the 3 cycle.
I'm glad I didn't have to maybe possibly hear your tone rising. We had to finish the 4 cycle.
If there was a 4 cycle, oof. I don't know how long the team meeting is gonna get, but that'd make it longer.
Depending how short the gauntlet climb is or long, you know, the more minutes to the meeting minutes. Alright, tylersalt making their way to Mothula. Going to be getting our 6th crystal shortly.
It looks like Tyler, not Roken, is going with some fire rush shots. That my brain wanted to do it again. I don't know what's wrong. I literally had to think about it.
Yeah, you thought so hard about it. You have to say not Relkin. That's like next level.
Yeah, it's next level. Cleans up the Moth fight. Nice fight by Tyler. This interview is going to be confusing for me.
I mean, if you're feeling that strongly about trying not to say my name, you could just let me do the interview. And there it is.
That is a hell of a spot for the hookshot. Again, if this was a non-spoiler seed, I mean, like, you know, people talk about like, oh, hover seasons and that kind of stuff. It would be, you would still see an advantage from the people who can hover, even though it wouldn't actually be a hover seed, because they would just kind of come up here and be like, oh look, hookshot, nice, neat. Okay. tylersalt. I don't know. I do not know. I'm so sorry.
I think that's like 4 times now.
I don't know what's wrong. Tyler making their way up to their TR. Going up top way, you don't see this very often. It's a little bit slower than going around. Oh, right, they don't have the hookshot.
Okay. I mean, I can understand, like, yeah, we have hookshot usually at this point during the game, but
yeah,
it's just like...
It's so rare not to have it at this point when you're just doing a standard TR climb that you just kind of forget about it.
I'm getting dead rocked there on the way to Turtle Rock. That's, feels bad right there.
I'm gonna apologize to tylersalt about 20 times when he gets in here. Anyway, Evo dropping into her game fight should be a pretty well, never mind.
More meeting minutes?
Yeah.
So
it's a 2-1. This is the parry one. Yeah.
Hey, with that nice, nifty hook shot, we can actually hook the torch here.
Yeah, it's a nice little. You don't even think you can actually make it squeezing it by hand like that, but you can just barely have enough room. A nice little escape, saving the 2-1. Nicely done. We are going to be going into phase 4 coming up here. I guess we can find out where that second progressive bow was now.
And it was in Ganon's Tower.
Oh yeah, all the way down. Not actually too far out of the way. If you're going that right side, it is in the chest right before Arsamros. So if you're gonna go right side, you can just go ahead and go all the way down there. Like silver save about 40 seconds. I think it's just out of range to where it would be a time save. It'd be interesting to see if Tyler does decide to get it.
Yeah, in fact, you know, coming in with 1 key is actually enough even for the getting those silvers. So it is something to think about.
Yeah, if you're not honestly, if like Emo is doing a really good job with her phase 4 here, keeping Ganon in triples. Even if you can do the phase 4 silverless, these triples, the timing is a little tricky to get down. If you're not good at doing triple Ganons, probably actually worth it to go get those where they are. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler does decide to get them. But Emo finishing off her Ganon's fight. We're going to be barring any sort of incredible disaster here. Emo will be finishing here. Looks like of an official SR time of 1:13:37.
Yep, did you GG's in chat for Emo?
Meanwhile, tylersalt making their way through Turtle Rock. Walking fast. Turtles past. And we are now joined by EmoSaru, GG.
Thank you. That Ganon fight was real bad.
it was all right.
It was.
I don't know if the Ganon fights where I'd start, but
there was a lot. There were a few things that were real bad.
Like the bow dash.
Listen, okay, so I didn't actually go for it the first time. I meant to just go for the regular blunt bunny strat because I was on low health. I didn't want to mess with 2 inputs. Then I dropped an input. Then I was like, screw it, I'll just go back. Then I went for the blunt bunny dash again. Got bodied weirdly. But then I had plenty of health the second time. So that was when it was, time to go for it. So.
Yeah,
Do you know how much heck I gave her by not using cape? I was like, what is this even?
You get what for on the Ganon fight?
No, on that bow dash shenanigans.
Oh, that bow dash shenanigans.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
well,
Maximum rage on my side, but that's fine.
well, really, should she even have the cape though? Really, when you think
No,
about
apparently I should have the Ganon Burna, but I don't because Solsky don't know what chests are what chests.
Well,
so
you know what? I can run on Friday instead. You guys can pilot me.
I would just like no,
Pass.
that's not what's
hard
gonna happen.
pass.
Also, I honestly like I don't really care which one I had but the Ganon Burna does use less magic than the cape, so that would have been
Yeah, it definitely would have been. Honestly, that was really the only mistake that I saw. The only other thing, and Solsy did actually DM me halfway through this, was from what I was looking at, it looked like you could have done the pod EP play before Ice Palace and have the temper sword for Cold Stare. You did end up not dying on Cold Stare, which is great. But I think you would have preferred having the tempered. I'm not sure.
It would have been nice, yeah.
Yeah, I think
I was
would have been
testing her
possible.
skills, by the way.
Okay. I support that.
difficulty.
But yeah, those were the only two things. I mean, a little early with having to go back into Thieves Town. Obviously, the seed was kind of a little wonky with what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
These things can be quite hectic to figure out. So, but besides that, it was a pretty clean run. The Mitts thing, the only real disaster, I think. But besides that, I think it turned out pretty good.
I mean, everything was happening like super fast this seed. So like the Eastern Pod thing, I'm not looking for swords. I'm like, all right, survive, because they have like flute, boots, and easy Dark World access, and not a whole lot of stuff to do. I'm just like, And then yeah, I kind of realized the Eastern Pod thing like afterwards. That's why like originally she was gonna go to Meyer after Ice, and I was like, no, I just go to Eastern first. And then she's talking about Pod. Then there's the rupee debacle of 2020.
Yeah, I mean,
And then, yeah.
seeds that required Zora become pretty tough to route with with money.
And we did Houlihan too. There just wasn't
Yep.
free money out there. There was like no stun. We didn't have a boomerang until like late anyways. There was no tree pulls that were good.
Yeah, Tyler ended
Desert
up getting
Peak,
their
maybe? I don't
money.
know.
Tyler ended up getting their money real late at one point. I forget even where they got it.
Yeah.
I don't
I
remember if
I
you.
just didn't want to lose travel in Zora area because that's really bad to go back to, right? Because like one singular like roll location, and it's like.
Yeah, I was actually getting hyped for a water walk to that fluke because I pulled a log up, saw that real soon, and I was like, oh, the reason you didn't go straight for boots is because you want to do the water walk. And then Emo, you apparently also forgot that you had the flippers because you were setting up for a
Yes,
fake
I
flipper
did.
for.
I 100% forgot that I had the flippers.
Yeah.
I realized that I had the flippers, I think, when I jumped in the water on the wrong pixel and still got it. And I was like, oh, right. I can
Yeah.
swim.
We read it around
So-
boots just like temporarily. That was my little dirty secret, by the way, but it was because of the rupee situation I wanted to protect. And then, sure enough, Sash had rupees and stuff in Eastern as well. So that's why I decided, you know what, if you're gonna get the 300 rupees here for that, you might as well get your gloves too.
Yeah, Solsky was very unhappy about my Eastern rupee room. And
I wasn't necessarily pleased either, but
well, like, I'm not I'm just look, how often
Exposed is the word I'm thinking of.
how often am I meant to be going? I never go in that room. It's a dumb room. I'm doing it in the dark. There's these stupid anti-fairies. Like, I don't know where the rupees are in there. And there's 2 staircases that apparently are way higher up on the screen than I thought they were. 'Cause
Apparently,
I
you
kept
thought like
walking up and down
45
them
rupees
like a
for-
million times.
Apparently
you
you
should-
thought
you
like.
should-
Sorry, go ahead.
I said you should talk to FSG. I'm pretty sure he has an optimal strat for that room, and I'm not
Yeah,
even
look,
joking.
FSG has an optimal strat for every stupid room that nobody should ever do. I'm not gonna learn it. It's dumb. I'm never
excuse
going
me.
in there again.
I get to do this twice in one smash. Shoutouts to 125 runner Josh RTA. All right,
Oh
continue.
heck yeah! I recently so Josh recently asked me why we weren't friends on Switch, and I explained to him that I was still deciding whether I would lose my credibility as a gamer if I befriended a 125 runner. But ultimately we're friends, and he doesn't even use a me for his Switch profile. He's just KK Slider. I was really disappointed in it. Honestly, he continues to be disappointing.
I mean, I technically use a me, but I don't at the same time because, good lord, that thing.
You use a modern art installation as your Switch avatar.
Wait, why are we not friends on Switch?
We can be. I don't play much on Switch. I'm
Alright,
not gonna
this team's over. I'm
lie.
done.
We're breaking up.
Find another pilot.
I don't have Animal Crossing. I have no turnips for you, Solsky.
I don't play it, so it's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, I think like I said, the whole Cane of Burna debacle, because you guys had done it first, and I was like, well, you know, Tyler had a couple extra hearts at that point. It's like, well, it should be a lot easier for them. All of a sudden, he's going into Hera. I'm like, this is interesting,
Yeah.
because he didn't have the cape, and I was like, oh, I guess he made a mistake. And I see the Cane of Burna, and I'm like, well,
Yeah, I thought
that was
that
a
I
big
legit thought that
five head
was-
moment looking at Solsky. I was like, you dingleberry, come the heck on,
Hey,
dude.
Who
Yeah.
shuts Cape off early? in Smite
No, but
Cape?
like,
well,
Putting that out there.
I should have gone
you
up one
could-
more torch. That was the problem. But
well, you should have turned cape back on too. I think you would have been fine.
sure.
Because as long as you grab it with the cape,
Yeah.
you should be okay.
Yeah,
My round still
but
worked. It still got the job done. So.
look, I appreciate the fact that as a team, we have the kind of confidence in each. This is not actually true what I'm saying, but I'm gonna say it because it sounds positive. I appreciate that as a team, we have the kind of confidence in each other that leads Solsky to just assume that I'm fine doing the Aga Dark Maze chest in the dark without even asking before I'm like
Well,
in
that
the room.
and
Chat-
So-
and
Chat,
doing-
I'm not gonna lie here. I thought we were gonna lose, but you know what? Emo surprised me, pulled it out. and
Wow.
it's good.
Wow.
Wow.
So
I mean,
much.
If
So so many
I don't know if I'd
emotions
put that
I have.
on emo if this ended up going the other way. But I mean,
So many
as far
emotions
as
that I have.
yeah, as far as execution, there wasn't really besides the ye olde bowl dash into the spike. I don't think there was.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, too many problems. I mean, cold stare, match sword, never going to be a fast fight. Just taking it safe. That was really and then soon after you had tempered, had a pretty standard vidi.
Yeah. I mean, I decided to use the cape there because I might as well use it. I'm gonna get the refill, and with 5 hearts, I was like, I can do it with 5 hearts, but like I would rather not.
Yeah, you have to be pretty on it to kind of guarantee a 4-heart fight. So
Yeah.
definitely.
All things like considering, though, I'm pretty happy with our time because again, there's just a lot of roadblocks and just a lot of like when I kind of caught where Fire Rod was, that's like where the seeds started going sideways. I was like, all right, how do I get to Hera? Oh, we can't Hera pot. Where's Hookshot? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little when I saw the Swamp Palace as a pendant. I was a little worried that we had the one member of the U who couldn't hover, and I was like, oh no. And then I did look up the hookshot. I was like, okay, we're fine. That's a fine place.
Okay, I was gonna
Solsky did ask. He was like, there was definitely a moment about, I don't know, maybe like 22 minutes in when he like actually had it all figured out. And he was like, oh, can you hover? I was like, no, I cannot. So yeah.
Yeah.
But,
it's such a
just
bad
imagine
seed for
playing
that
this. Yeah, imagine playing this blind too. Like
no, it's like it blocks it because you have to go West Swamp anyways. Like
yeah, like
you have to go there without the hook shots. Like again, sure you'll check more items, but it's not as fast as it could be, like as a hover seed kind of thing, because you get it eventually anyways.
Yeah. I would just like to point out, by the way, that according to my personal timer, I do have the elite time. So
oh yeah, look at that.
I am I'm hacking the Gibson. We are defeating the Da Vinci virus.
I don't know what the 1 and the .68 at the both ends are for, but got close enough.
Look,
yeah, man.
If you add 1 to 68, then I think you
Can't
have
you
your
just
answer.
like
okay,
one frame
right.
the timer right now?
There you go.
Just like click.
It's a math problem.
Meanwhile,
it's wrapped in 69. See, it's a meme hot dog.
I think tylersalt coming down here to pick up the fairy from this tree here. Nice little safety fairy to take into the fight.
Where did he get all those hearts?
Places.
No, J.W. Allen, they do not at the moment, but I think that's going to be required.
I will not be getting a duck tattoo. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Just the crossed eggplant and corn dog.
Okay, I would actually consider getting the team emote tattoo. That would almost be worth it. We would have to all get them.
Nope.
Right in the pubic bone region.
I'm gonna get a little.
This interview is over.
I'm gonna get a little blue bottle on my cheekbone, right under my eye.
Yeah,
it's a bottle, but you're gonna get it in the in the prison I murdered somebody spot. Like, you'll get
it would have
the
worked.
teardrop, but it's a blue bottle.
Ooh,
yeah, thank you. Did you know
again.
jokes work really better when you explain them?
I had heard that.
Yeah, but tylersalt, unfortunately did take the death to Ganon. Have to maintain somewhat of my professional credibility here. Gonna retry it. Definitely a. You're not making this easy.
All right, I gotta say this now. You guys are just like the definition of tough love. You hold nothing back.
I find it adorable that you don't think we're holding back right now. Trust me, it gets way worse.
I could say what I want about now is, not holding back, but then I can imagine you wouldn't hold back even more outside of this. So fair point.
Relkin, I just have one question, by the way. How was it to put up with Duck for an hour and a half?
Well, Roken was running half the time, so you know.
Oh yeah. There's this whole thing about where he kept confusing me and tylersalt.
That's
This is just.
well.
My brain not having a good day today. I apologize.
Nah, it was all funny. So third try I'm getting.
I was gonna say I'd be so mad if I were you, but that's just...
I feel like you're a little
it's
mad
like
right now,
it's like
anyway.
right there, right beside your name, dude. Like... All right, we're gonna have a conference after this, Doug.
Oh no, we are having a team meeting. Don't worry about it.
I have concerns. I feel like usually when we have team meetings, it's generally me that gets discussed.
And then listen gets said like 13 times.
Listen.
I yeah.
Yeah, the coming into this Ganon fight, a little bit lower equipment than you would normally have. Definitely a tough fight.
They're giving me quite a little magic actually too. I don't know if they have any safeties, but
I mean they do, as long as they get Torch Glitch, and they should be fine.
it'll be tight. And people usually spam it, right?
Yeah, depending if you do the spam to pre-light it, should be okay. If we can, might need to get a couple triples in here though. But it looks like we have like what the equivalent like 3 fire rod shots, so that's 6 torches. Like ideally you only need 4. Yeah, so it's pretty tight. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Like they can do it. It's just gonna be real close.
Yeah, might be time to start thinking about potions. Let's see.
It's not a bad plan.
Yeah, but Tyler played a pretty good game. Hate to see this happen. It can be a little frustrating after you know you've already, fortunately, I've already lost. Just have to kind of finish this fight. So props to them for sticking it out.
Not getting magic is definitely a bold choice right now, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw where the servers were, but just a little out of range.
Yeah.
Could have just continued down right side and picked them up down the Mike Arrow's chest.
Yeah, Solsky, wait, I thought they were on, Solsky was saying they were in Bob's chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call them Mike Arrows because that's what they're called.
Okay,
It's
well.
the chest before ice armors.
Alright, well, you you can just be the way that you are. But
I will.
yeah, I was kind of like I was kind of doing the math on those in my head, and I think if we hadn't had tempered, I probably would have gone for him, but that would have been pretty much the only scenario in which I did.
Yeah, like I think they're just out of range for them to be breaking even. But you obviously know your phase 4 Ganon, so I think the smart, especially that right side, can just is a pain to go through. Although you are apparently the one person on the planet who knows how to do it. Oh, and unfortunately, tylersalt taking another death there, and
no.
I do think they are going to be forfeiting with that. But definitely a good race by them. Didn't really have too many issues until just now, so that is unfortunate. You hate to see it end like this.
Yeah, it's one of those things where not only is it a difficult fight, but it's really, really, really easy to kind of get into like a kind of spiral with it, when you start trying to force it, and it just gets more and more difficult for you over time. So.
Yeah, everyone. I don't think there is a person among us who has not gone Ganon Infinite at some point. I mean, it's even got its own little name. So, looks like we will be joined by tylersalt and hopefully their pilot Diesel Martini as well.
It looks like it. We can pull them in here in a second.
Yeah, it looks like we are now joined by tylersalt. GG's to you, Tyler.
Thank you. GG's Emo and Solsky.
Yeah.
GG.
Good game,
I
guys.
just want to get this out of the way, Tyler. I need to offer you a personal apology. My brain is broken, and I
Yep.
kept calling you Relkin this entire match like 5 times. I don't know why. So I would like to personally apologize to you if you watch this pass. I'm so sorry.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. So
It gave me a good laugh for most of the season.
Yeah. Relkin, I'll let you. I kind of absorbed all the air in the other interview. So.
Oh, but yeah, we are also joined by Diesel Martini, the pilot for tylersalt. GG's to you as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you guys had about, let's see, you had 10 hearts coming in to the end of the seed here, so you definitely went out of your way for some more heart containers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see the trying to look for safeties in that regard. I don't know if there's any other bottles or armor you could have gotten, anything like that. That helped you?
There was another bottle in Dark Maze, which we would have had to go I screwed up with my keys, and so in pod, and so didn't have enough keys to get back there. And I might not have done that anyway. But yeah, with the powder was in GT, and so like without the powder, without the net, and without very much money, it was just safeties were really, really hard to come by.
No, it's totally understandable, and it's something like a spoiler when all you're thinking about is just trying to finish as fast as you can with all the knowledge you have. It's really, I can see why it'd be difficult.
Yeah, and the safeties were on our mind. Like we were talking about it because we did practice. We clearly needed a little bit more practice. And this was good practice for Diesel, who's going to be piloting a Roosta later this week, too. But during our practice run, we were talking about like how many safety things I'm comfortable with, and frankly, except for the Ganon fight, I felt like I did really well. Like I thought that I was really happy with my execution on Cold Stare and Vitreous, where I was very nervous about both of those fights coming in, and both of those went really well. At like Cold Stare at 6 hearts, so I was pretty happy with. But yeah, it's just like when we were talking about it, there's just nothing that's even remotely on our way, and so it was like, all right, screw it, we'll just go for it. And like I didn't even have the money to like when I was finishing up and getting the fire rod and finishing up Skull Woods, we were like looking, it's like
Gotcha.
get a dang blue potion, and there just was not enough.
So interesting thing, Solsky and EmoSaru took advantage of this, but the Waterfall Fairy gave out free blue potions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been, yeah. I'm not even sure. I don't remember whether I had the bottle at that point.
You had it a lot later for sure, so it may not have crossed you guys' mind. So,
it never would have occurred to me. Like, I was really frazzled. It's funny, like, we only did one practice. We definitely, I think, should have done more. But I found that I was really frazzled, like trying to split my attention between what Diesel was saying and what I was doing, especially early on. You saw us I'm sure you saw us kind of stop and start a couple times where I was kind of ahead of where he was, and it was hard to find that. It was hard to find that flow. So something small like the bottle in the ferry that I like frequently forget to do when I'm just running myself. Yeah, I think that was so Diesel, put that down on your list of things to look at for Arista's race later this week.
You got it.
Yeah, I have to say, all of our hearts were in our throats during your cold stare fight. You got like pinned in the corner with all three of them around you,
Yep.
and I was like, oh no! And then they just all went the other direction. I was like, well,
Oh man, I was.
well.
Oh man, I was like, like I think Diesel had started to say something. I was like, nope, shut up. I need quiet for this. So
Yeah,
yeah. So I was happy with how that went, and then I was, oh wait, I have the cane, so I could use that for Vitreous, which I was a fight, which I was actually even more worried about, was that Vitreous fight, but that turned out okay.
Yeah, seriously. Good showing to both of you. I mean, these are not easy. Like this actually makes it like 10 times harder, in my opinion. Sometimes just like trying to route things super fast and trying to do things with such low health. Like not easy by any stretch. So props to both of you for sticking this one out. Almost made it there. That Ganon
almost made it. Yeah.
Just the pinnacle of like, oh my goodness, this is so like NMG low percent runners. Like, how do you do this? Like.
Yeah, and I was, it's like I was game for it, and I was like, I'm gonna give this. And it's like they finished like 10 minutes ago. Like I'm not gonna make everybody sit through 10 more tries of this when I'm clearly not gonna get it. And so I give it my best shot. But I'm not used to. I'm used to doing that and doing the Ganon fight with like few safeties, and I'm very not used to doing it with zero whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about these spoiler logs, right, is that it's really easy to route yourself ahead of your actual playing ability. I mean, we when we were practicing, we were doing that.
Yeah.
And all three of us are pretty good executors in the game. But it's so easy to get beyond yourself, so I sympathize big time. And the Ganon fight at the end, I mean, that's one of those things, like you said. I mean, it's so easy to spiral, on that thing, especially like you said, when the race is already over and stuff. And
it's I'm on the East Coast. It's late. It's like I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
If I keep trying this, I'm not gonna get any better at it.
Well, eventually.
Well,
sure, I don't know if tonight.
I don't know that speed gaming would let everybody watch me eventually get better at it.
Yeah, so, but all the empathy in the world is my point for sure.
Thank you. So appreciate that.
Yeah, I myself have gone again in Infinite on stream and was in the similar situation where it's just like I could sit here and finish, but I'm going to stop. So yeah, definitely, we've all been there. Your name will be written up in the clouds with some of the best runners to ever play this game.
That's all. That's all I want, really, is fame.
All right, so let's take a quick look at the standings here. So, Utang Clan, you guys are now at 18 points at 6 and 5. It puts you tied in points with 2 Pearl, 2 Furious. Looking to get, looks like at this point, 3rd or 2nd seed of your division. It looks like
in the Lake Hylia group of death, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. The mystery seed week was not the kind to us.
No, it was not.
Yeah. Cross Keys was a little bit nicer to us, but I think we're hoping to close it out strong. According to one math genius over here, Solsky, he says if we win out and the Pug Trio gets 1 win this week, we get 3rd. Although I don't know. It looks like we have potential for some 4-way, 5-way tie stuff at the end.
Oh, cool.
No, we went out on the tiebreak. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I defer to you, but I started going cross when I started doing all the permutations of it, because we legitimately could have a 4-way tie for 2nd, I think, in this division. So should be exciting to close out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for us. I don't know if either all 4 of us, Diesel, I don't know if you have any thoughts as well, being the pilot. I know that the pilot really is underappreciated in these. Definitely a hard job to do.
It was a little bit challenging. Like Tyler already mentioned, we did do a little bit of practice, but definitely not enough. Had a lot of fun doing it, but as I know a lot of the things that I normally would have mentioned, I think has already been talked about. Difficulties in several of the safeties being locked in GT and a few other things. And I made a couple of big mistakes early on, like forgetting to have him pick up Bombos when we went to Skull Woods. That really set us back quite a bit. But all in all, it was kind of a rough seed, but for us at least. But it was fun, and I'm looking forward to our next match on Friday.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Solsky, by the way, really quick, because here's the thing. I suck at doing what Solsky did, the piloting thing. Like I literally, when Duck and I were doing some practice, and the original plan was for us to pilot each other, and I damn near had like an anxiety attack. Like
I mentioned I sent you to Turtle Rock without a big key to get to Laser Bridge, and we just
there was also that did happen, and so I'm just gonna say, with no additional information, that I am very, very thankful that Solsky stepped up to the plate and is gonna pilot both of us this week, because it's a significant upgrade on the situation.
Yeah, shout out to all the pilots. The runners in this week have the runners in this week have the easy job. We get to do what we've been doing, the whole time, parsing all that information in spoiler log, when you might not even be familiar with the names of all the things. We kept coming up with like, crap, which one is the map chest and which one is the compass chest?
Yeah, we saw it in Meyer. Like, oh, that was probably we open up that chest in Meyer. It's like, oh, I know what that is. They don't know what the names are because
it's just like, we'll know those for Friday. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was the big note that I took for myself. Is I am going to learn all the chess names between now and Friday for sure.
Yeah, so it's just like, but if you're playing the game in a race like this, it's not that much. It's not that much different, right? It's somebody telling you what to do. But sitting there and parsing through all that information that might come in an unfamiliar form is very difficult. And so I'm thankful to Diesel for stepping up and piloting both of our races. So.
Yeah, I think that's definitely well said. Shoutouts to Solsky's weird brain and his battle station of 8 tablets and 5 notebooks.
Oh man,
for getting us through this.
Diesel, get some more
pad of paper.
Get some more tablets and notebooks.
The paper is for the items, the tablets for the router, right? Like
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. But Roken, do you have anything left to say? And I do mean Roken, not Tyler.
Oh yeah. I think that just about does it for tonight's match. Trying to see what anything else that's currently going on. I'm not sure. I think these may have been like one of the last matches of tonight. I think there may be 2 other matches going on, if anything, on Speed Gaming 5 and the ALTTPR League. If you want to go check those out, they're still probably going on at this moment. But yeah, big shouts to the runners, Pilot Solsky and Diesel Martini, runners EmoSaru and tylersalt, and shoutouts to my co-com Apathy Duck. You've been a pleasure to co-com with, and our tracker T Sigma. Thanks so much for all your help tonight.
And thanks for the restream and the commentary. I'm looking forward to watching it back.
Yeah, just remember, you were Roken for some reason.
Like I said, a great compliment.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it for us tonight. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, whatever you're doing. And we will see you tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.